Hey Spartans, it's Dr. L here with Spartan Mind, and today we're talking about how to get things in control when things feel out of control. Now, the truth is there are going to be things in your life that feel out of control. That's just life, right? We actually don't have as much control as we think we do about a lot of different things. First of all, we don't even have control over the things that we think, right? Thoughts will flow into our head at any moment, and we can't necessarily control them coming in. Now, we can totally control how we respond to those thoughts, but there's a lot of things in our life that we just don't have control over. Now, that can create stress and anxiety and panic, because when we don't feel like we're in control of things, we can almost lose this sense of stability, right? This foundation, this baseline, because we feel off balance, right? We feel like someone's pushing us and we don't have control of that, okay? So I want you to consider just a few things when you feel like things are spiraling out of control. How do you get control? The first is identify the things you can control. Okay, what are some of the things you can control? You can control what you put into your body, right? You can control your response to emotions. I know a lot of people feel like they can't. They're like, well, my emotions are out of control. I can't get a hold of my anger. Yes, you can, right? Go back to some of those other videos that I said, how to increase emotional acuity, how to deal with stress. Those are going to help you with that. And it's really important for you to also just have that positive thinking around the things that you can control as it relates to your emotions, okay? So you can control what you put into your body. You can control your response to emotions. What else can you control? You can normally control what time you show up for work, right? How about that? You can normally control how you execute on certain projects. That you can control. Now, some of these things maybe at home you're saying, well, actually, I can't control that. Okay, fine. Well, write down some of the things that you can control. That can actually give you a nice exercise of moving things from head to hand so that it crystallizes a little bit better. Because when things stay up here, they tend to make us a little bit crazy, right? So when we actually write them down, we get greater perspective. So for example, you may be feeling right now like, oh my gosh, I don't have control of anything that's going on. Write a list. What do you control? You might find that there's 50 things on that list. Wow, that's a lot of stuff to control, right? So writing things down helps you take perspective, okay? So that's one thing you can do. The second thing is understand that the things you cannot control don't necessarily need to bring in stress and anxiety for you. This is where your emotional response is key and responding to those emotions. So let me give you an example of that. So even though, for example, let's say there's something going on with a family member and let's say they're sick, and unfortunately you can't control that, right? Well, what you can control though is whether or not you stress out about that, or if you lift yourself up, energize yourself to help, right? That's something you can control. So understanding how your emotional response can be shifted a little bit so that you can feel like you're a little bit more in control of yourself, not necessarily what's going on outside of you, okay? And the third is, let some stuff go. There's going to be times in your life where you just have no control. Let it go. As Elsa says in Frozen. I'm not going to sing for you right now, but it is important for you to just put it on a boat. Imagine yourself literally taking a jar of, you know what, I can't control this, and taking another jar of, you know what, I can't control that, putting it all in a canoe and shifting it off down the river. I know that might sound silly, but I'm telling you that often when we actually use visualization or our imagination to move things away from us, then we have a better sense of what we can control and we dial in more on those things. Now, I'm going to put a little bit of a disclaimer here. Sometimes when our life feels out of control, we try and control it by using unhealthy behaviors. Unhealthy relationship with fitness, unhealthy relationship with nutrition, unhealthy relationship with alcohol, right? We try and get control of something by controlling something else really rigidly. That is not going to be helpful for you. So really make sure that you're taking note of those unhealthy behaviors that you might be engaging in, asking for support and help if you need it, okay? Now, control is a difficult topic. I totally understand that. I am a self-proclaimed control nut. I like to be in control. And through practice, I've learned how to let things go, how to know what I can respond better to, how I can shift my perspective, and the activity of writing things down so that I take perspective. Okay, I'll see you next time.
This episode of Spartan Up is brought to you by Gone Rogue high-protein chips. Visit Amazon or GoneRogueSnacks.com and use the promo code Spartan25 to get 25% off.